Hello, good morning. Get your laundry this morning. I am. It's all yours, Mom. No, I'm busy. I just asked you to. I'm doing my live stream. friend. I hope you are well. Yes, thank you. I'm doing good. Morning indoor walk. Yeah. Today is Thursday. That's where I go. And here. I have my coffee. Yesterday was fun. I had yesterday. Although I had a hot flush, HRT, and a pause. This one of the first hot flushes recovering from a migraine I've ever had more than 6 months. And it wasn't like triggered migraine, it was noises triggered. And anyone who does research about green eyes, I have with my eye colors. My eyes are colored as. My eyes are very light sensitive and my head is very sound sensitive. And it doesn't like noises. I like music. But I don't like noises, disturbances, and other annoyances. It just bothers me. I have a bit of a headache. I used to take medication because where we were before, they were noisier. And here it wasn't any much better. Most of the time. It wasn't us, it was them that were the noises, disturbances, and other annoyances. And all witnessed. It wasn't that we were suspicious, it's just all happened. Evidence. That's why I'm using this channel more than all the others once more, because of all that's happened earlier this year, in addition to everything else that happened. And as I'm just, trying to do my thing, while other people are obviously struggling with mental health and tried blamed asbestos. I mean, they've tried to take in everything else. And what little they couldn't got, and or tried got, they stole. They did try to steal. They gave it to my mom. I'm also struggling with mental health issues. My mom is too. And they were blaming my father, his parents, and me, and other Bellises, my parents, my father, his parents, his parents' parents, his parents' parents' parents, his parents' 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 parents, all animals, all watching, and all pets, all fur babies, and me. And my mom, yet it was all themselves. And every single time this has happened, I reach out and like, can you send us this information that you did not provide it us during the meeting? And then I sent a copy of it to the complaints department, clients, complaints such as us, the clients, with 3 more documents. They don't like it because they're always getting found as incompetent to work there. They're incompetent employees. And they don't like it every time I questioned it. And I wanted. I didn't harass anybody. Asbestos did not harass anybody. Instead, all those other people. There's evidence everywhere. ISPs and Wi-Fi's, phone numbers, etc. It's just lazy employees too. It's not just the words stolen, attempted stolen, attempted thieving, thief. It's themselves mental health. And it's not only mental health, they're lazy. They didn't do their jobs duties, they didn't do their jobs details, they didn't do their jobs descriptions, they didn't do their jobs titles, they did personal vendettas, premeditated, example, etc. As I mentioned before, and they're racist, they get discriminatory, discrimination, prejudice, prejudice. And nobody should have to keep going to the alleged human rights tribunal. It's factual, and it should be taken away from those 2 other alleged bank employees and given to somebody else who will do the banking that has existed for more than 56 years. More than 50 years of banking. This all began before Maple Branch passed. It got worse when we moved out of there, and other people harassing and bullying. They were always looking for somebody named John White Bellis. They never lived with us. And my mom couldn't remember history, geography, and financial, all Bellises. My mom alleged my father's siblings and everything. My dad's brother died before my dad. My father's brother died before my father. And the road she was talking about never existed that way. And she tried to convince me and others again yesterday that her version of it all was real and it's not. Just because my mom lied and or forgot doesn't change all history, all geographical, all historical, all geographies, not financial, not financially. And other people try to help my mom. That's their mental health. And as I filed a complaint, hopefully by the end of this month, some more money will come our ways. Because my father was not a poor man. Not the way my mom showed him. And my mom showed him at her age is 98 years old. My mother's not that old. She was not in her 50s when my dad died. She was a younger person. Even when I was a student, I remember the 19 whatever, when I had to do sort of biography of my family, and I had my parents' ages. My mother wasn't that old, she was just in her 20s. She was younger than that, actually. I think she was around that. I don't know what she was, but in 1980s, she wasn't in her 50s. She wasn't 50, she wasn't 51, she wasn't 49. She was younger. So what mental health symptoms made silly up for her, but we get more out of it and they get less. And did they ask for gifts and anything? I mean, it's the same mental health that I've heard of before happen to other people that are just not lawful, not legal, not sane, not competent, not employable there. And it's not just like from us, the banks, everybody. They're not employable for mental health. Instead, I showed them that my mom couldn't see my eye with her eyes. And when I was listening to them, and every time I questioned it, they kept brushing me aside, telling me I was wrong. And they kept pursuing it and pursuing it and pursuing it. My mom was adamant she wanted. And I said, okay, but I didn't like it that they said for more than 7 years I was unemployed without income. That was my employment. And I'm like, that's not what happened. They said that's what's on file, and I said that should never have been there, and it's misinformation. And just because they made it signed, they take it up and text anything. Doesn't change that's in the databases everywhere. They just lied. They just tried to file it as and take off without us having the real amounts of monies. And instead, it's their faults. Other banks, other branches. It's disgusting. And if they're on my internet, there's also more internet trolling and stalking. It's cyber stalking us, especially during work hours. Harassments and bullying. Who they got phone and harass? Who's going to phone and harass? Won't be me. I sent some emails, and they're not here for me today unless they send me an email. I have to reply. A very busy month this year, and I'm not just talking about from home. Locker. That's a career. They couldn't understand that. They went back down this unemployment locker. I haven't been a member and worked 3 centers. And before. And my education. They were like, you never existed. And that my father was poor and never worked. Unemployed without the income. What a pack of lies. A whole lot of lies. Dealing with stalkers, I tell you, it's something awful. And all that misinformation. I don't know where they got that information from, because if they were talking to my mom concerning my mom's disabilities and mental health, you know, and were they just children told that, and or they had other auditory hallucinations, paranoid thoughts they tried to make real? They're delusional. Look at your running themselves with their hands and stuff. Obsessive compulsive disorder, mental health. Alleged. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, I was trying to read the documents and understand and wondering why I wasn't getting to see the screen and seeing all the information. Because usually I get to see all the information. They didn't even acknowledge other branches or anything. So I was like, there's like more than 300 branches of information that wasn't out there. So something isn't right. It's not us, it's them. I questioned it before and they were like, oh, it's harassment, you don't deserve anything. They just don't want to work. It's the worst decade ever since 2020. Things have gotten, since 2020, since 2000, things have gotten worse. It's difficult to find good staff, employees that are going to work. And we were the clients. We are the clients. Were they ever on the internet, social media? Well, you know, unless it was a family emergency. They should they must have need already fired. Breach of trust, not get client trust, not get client privacy and safety. Like us. Doing the internet yesterday, I was just like, oh, you know, all I could do is that and just, you know, just hide and hopefully somebody get their fingers out off the internet, off my blogging and stuff, and just get the facts and put it out there and stop hiding the truths because they're alleged co-workers. I was like, what hours were they on the internet trolling, cyber stalking us, harassing us? And it didn't matter. Didn't matter. They were found us not guilty, and they were. And that should have been used as evidence too. Oh no, not them. They're like, oh, we are better and greater than you. Like, that's not true. And one of them had an accent. And of course she's gonna come in. Why is she even there? Why is she even there? She wouldn't let me see it because she was asking my mom stuff and telling my mom. And I'm like, I asked, and they ignored me. Again, she wouldn't do what she was supposed to do. I mean, they can't take you back from here over 100 years ago. Before computers, before databases, before internet and stuff. I mean, you know, pencils on papers, inks on papers. And then databases, even when they were alleged computer crashes, all those places, they had information that did not go away. And did they allege it did? They were stealing, trying to steal. I'm not a stupid person. A lot of people have accused and alleged that they knew us and tried to be photographed in our states and continents while they were trespassing, unlawful entries, breaking and entered. And they tried to go some places and show it was theirs. And it wasn't. They were just home invaders. And they should never have been taken to part as honesty. Honesty honest. They weren't honest people. They were never invited. They didn't pay work. They couldn't. They should not cannot could not may not must not. That they should not cannot could not may not must not need not. Children told us Bellises. All names, all and all named Bellis was any of theirs. And that's not my being suspicious of anybody, everybody, and that's not me being suspicious about everybody, everything, and security guard. I don't want to talk about it. Let's sit and have a coffee. Yesterday was a good day. It wasn't yesterday, it was the day before now. Happy yesterday was a good day. I vlogged it. I really truly did. I vlogged it. And on my community posts pages, I posted some new goals. Please go there, read them, and vote yes or no. And yes or no, and yes or no, and yes or no. Please vote. Oh, I got at least 1K steps. Indoors, walk fit, indoors. Oh. I mean, this is a career choice. It's a hobby. I'm a creator on the, social media. And I'm unique. I don't do the same as anybody else. And I call it semi-retired. And I was a gamer a while. I like playing free games. And I was my mother MSP mandatory support person. And I stayed with her and helped her. And sometimes we won prizes. Sometimes I even tried buying myself a GIC or whatever, you know. It doesn't just go away like that because of other people being mentally ill. All about. And it's just, I'm sure we're not the only ones, but it's true, it doesn't just go away. And I like doing this, and I'm hopeful that, I get more monetization soon. Be nice to have a bigger, better income with and or without I need any more. It's just, I believe that it should not never stop, The ones that went away, I mean, come back and gift me. I mean, I'd love to be able to get here some memberships, super stickers, super chats. Last I looked, I had more than 1,670 subscribers. I don't know how many I need in order to get the super chats running and super stickers and memberships. I don't know right now. Things keep changing on the internet. I don't know. And the only things I would do with my money is I'm not going to harass and bully anybody. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm not going to harm anybody. I'm just going to use it to buy myself some pretties, some beauties, more um, coffees. My stomach isn't feeling very good today, especially the left side, because I went to drinking tea. Tea is the worst thing. I have to have it earlier. I knew I should have had coffee. When I have a coffee, I feel better. Tea. So hopefully my coffee this morning will make me feel better. I'm not feeling well, although I am feeling better. It's my kidney, my liver. I have a kidney stone. I've had health records, test results as before in my liver. I've had to change my diet. Yesterday I had what they would consider fatty. Today I'm not having a fatty day. I'm just going to have, and then I have to do something. I have to do something. And I'll let you know what the some things are later. During, not before. I just, later. Here. This is my live stream. Unless there's another family emergency, this is it for the day. This is it this day. I'm not doing it anymore. This is on YouTube, my live stream. Thank you for asking how I am. I'm hopeful I'm feeling well physically very soon. Being injured, wounded, really is. I've been trying to, and where did my left ovary go? And recuperating from those injuries, those wounds. I know some other people are misdiagnosed, misleading. Oh, it's arthritis. I'm like, it can't be arthritis. I've had other tests since then, and I didn't have arthritis. And in fact, instead of getting shorter, I've actually grown like a millimeter taller, which can happen when you're exercising. You could be stretching stuff that you hadn't been stretched for 27 years and whatever, and it's just can stretch and you can get a bit, bigger, etc. You can grow. It's actually true, and it helps too. That's why there was physical education many years. I mean, it helped children grow, and then when they stopped all that growing that they did, yet some other people, instead of deteriorating, it increased, especially if they've had injuries and wounds. That stretching, it can make you return to the same, hopefully, and or I've grown about that much. That's why I said to my mom, you need physiotherapy? Come with me. Do what you can. Instead of morphing into some scrunched up ball of whatever, stretch yourself out and feel better. Don't rely on just pharma and doing nothing. Doing nothing doesn't make you feel better, especially during the winter months. Get out and stretch yourself a little bit. Use your legs. Do whatever you can. And don't just story tell about how great and how grand you were when you were younger. Just do it. You are very beautiful. Oh, thank you. Hamid Mirza, excuse me. Hamid Mirza 6393. Thank you. I mean, I have got little bits of monetization over there. So it just bothered me that they have me on file as unemployed without income. That's slander and defamation. That's not true. And I really do. I want them fired, and I want the documents redid. All those deposits, automatic, all that stuff I want to put back in the banks, and just whoever's behind it all, the banks, fires them, uh, and the, everything and anything judiciary punishments them, uh, prisons them, arrests them, with and or without probations and lawsuits new. I'm really mad at them, lying that this and everything else I did for more than 6 years wasn't real, and that in their database they could have showed it. Such liars. I really do have the health records. I mean, you don't do it to anybody that's and we've had lots of those in who are more than one. And right ovary, unremarkable, left ovary not visualized. My bladder is good too. Unremarkable. I mean, do I even have a spleen? uh, and I don't have COPD, and I don't have asthma. I didn't have bronchitis, and I didn't have pneumonia, according to my test results. And I don't have emphysema. I don't even have a cold. 6 months from this month, so come June or July, I'll give you my health updates. I'll let you know how I am and where I am and when I am. Yeah. And yeah, and including they lied that all my gifts given to me from women were others financial weren't real. Unbelievable that those two other people just yet real. They were such liars. Well, that's nice. Ah, coupons. Oh. I like coupons. Oh. Happy holidays to me. Been meaning to open this for ages. A very long time. I haven't done it yet, and now I have. I have did it. I opened mail. Yay! We had that toilet fixed. Finally. This has been a very long year since my pussycat died. Dead. 2025. And all names, and all who, and all what, and all when, all where, and all why, and all how, all that, all of it. And then me. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit that I killed a cat. I've killed a cat. I euthanized my cat. My cat gravely ill, got sicker, and euthanasia. I mean, it's nothing to be proud of, but I'm not ashamed of it, although it's just something that had to be done. And I have photos over there. I have photos. And somebody tries to show up while themselves delusional, with and or without obsessive compulsive, with and or without obsessed, while they're having auditory hallucinations and paranoid thoughts they tried made real. I really do miss the cat. Never wanted anything else for a mother than to not be homeless and have a room as a home better than any cage where I got him from my pussycat. I just wanted him to be happier and healthier in privacy and safety. Have lots of privacy and safe. And health and fitness, wellness, well-being and fitness. I just kept wanting him to feel better. I just want my cat to feel better. It took me more than a couple months to adjust it to any of it. I like having my botany that's not Diwali. It was just indoor botany because I had some acorns around, some fairy lights on, whatever. The police that came about something or other that we reported lied that it was Diwali. They wouldn't do anything. And I was like, it's not Diwali. It was just an indoor garden. I don't celebrate Diwali. The only time I would ever celebrate anything that was fireworks was Memorial Day or Victoria Day and Canada Day and the 4th of July. I've never celebrated Diwali. I don't even believe it's a statutory holiday here. I mean, there's some things I do celebrate that are not statutory holidays, like the first day of seasons. I like to celebrate that time of the year, the changeover, the beginning and end. I do it very quietly. I don't make a big deal about it. I just believed in, that monetization and showing off my beautiful pussycat. And I was hopeful that he would earn more money because he was so beautiful. I just thought, people would want to gift it to my pussycat, A super sticker, a super chat, buy a membership. And then on Tuesday, that just awful day. And I believe, it's okay to have a fan club. I greatly appreciate my audience, although when cyber stalkers, internet trolling, harassments and bullying and all that other stuff I mentioned that during regular business hours, companies, businesses, those staff should repeat. Those staff should be reported, did as, and as I said, reprimanded from their employers, those companies, those businesses, unemployments, each and or redundants, just completely and utterly fired, and retribution, all financially, all documents, everything. Uh, Instead of all that, they did. My father was real, and any and all his other relatives should, can, could, may, must, and need, show and tell, showed and told, and shows and tells, and reacted, and reacts, all happened to, as, and all happened as. With and or without news in person, published public. Whatever my test results are, today is one of those days where I'm not going to eat lots of carbs. I'm going to eat my celery, my carrot, my cucumber, with and or without a condiment. Have my biotin, and in addition to everything else, I'm not gonna have any meat. It's gonna be very low protein. I mean, were I to eat a carb today, I would eat maybe a cup of cooked rice. Maybe have a bagel, because I have bagels in the refrigerator. And drink water. Because water pushes it through. Now I have to drink at least 500 milliliters of water every day. I tried. In addition to having coffee, teas, they're not that good, especially with what I've got. I woke up and it settled a little bit, but covering and recuperating takes its toll. And some other people, personal vendettas, predatory, resentful, premeditated, just try and take advantage, They tried. Real estate incomes, etc. It's all real. Oh, I've seen other. Have you ever seen Locale Bus? I sometimes wish I could have social media like that. Have it very interactive and have a topic of some kind, or we all arguing amongst each other. All my haters get online and see if they're liked anymore. I just interview them under we argue. They yell and scream at me and get seen all the more as the haters jealous that they are and be and did and tried did. Oh. And the ones delusional that they ever met and knew us before and during February 3, 2026. Oh, I have more comments. Hi, from UK. Do a flip, relax. Hello, Darren Higginson. Hello, KL_YAY. Hello, Mustafa Chapo. Hope I pronounced all your names, handles correctly. I'm gonna help my mom. Be right back. Oh, I've got time. Whew. Just waiting for the cow boils. Maybe I could do a little bit of upper body exercising before I go. Do a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. I'm still on day 2 of this. I used to do stuff before like this, and I could do this leg lifts higher. Okay. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20.
I like white and jasmine rice the best nowadays. I don't have much in the way of other rices, except I like vegetable medley and wild rice and herbs. Although, and I like rice crackers. I'm gonna take some of these with me because these are good. They're good fillers.
Especially during taking medicines or prescription. I have not finished eating yesterday. I have some
There, two. Oh yes, exercises. One, oh wait, two, one, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's what I have to move over.
Geez, good.
Good. One, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I did day 2. All of it. I'm feeling good. That and did some indoors walk fit. I did other exercises with my cat alive. Home indoor walk fit. But nowadays it's just mostly like treadmill stuff and some shore exercises. In addition to whatever I did as a mall walker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Clap it. Are you okay? Yes, I'm just doing my morning exercises. That's what I like to do nowadays. I like to get up, and since I have so much time on my hands, I have lots more time on my hands. I like to exercise. I like to do my first out of where I take a 10 equivalency of 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20 on a treadmill, compact, treadmill, and or walking a K outside. I do that indoors, walk fit indoors walk, indoor walk fit indoors. And I like to do my exercises. And I like to sit back and enjoy my coffee, and then have my rest of my day. It helps me I'm always going to miss my cat alive, although this helps get me busier so that I don't just sit and cry all the time. First thing in the morning, at some time or other, I see my botany, I smell my botany, everything is good about my botany, usually, and then I do my stuff, and then I like to do my walk fit, and then I like to do my exercises and use the weights and do a few of those. Keep myself physically active. It's not the best, it's not the worst. If you want to follow along what I did this morning, you're more than welcome to. I just don't want you to hurt yourselves, and I advised you to ask your healthcare professional, your doctors, nurses, can you? Because I know not everybody that's my audience, my subscribers, my fans are health and fitness or healthy enough to did. I suppose. I just don't want to hurt anybody. I wouldn't want to kill somebody, cause a heart attack or stroke because they're doing some light exercises with me or since me. I believe it's healthy. Finish my coffee, and then I got to go. I don't know if I'll have time to finish it all on the internet, real-time live streaming, although I can try. I like to do everything that is a chair exercises and upper body once a day, first thing in the morning. It doesn't seem like lots. I'm sure some of you laughed at me. Although it's better and greater than not any, trust me. 1 pound weights are better and greater than not any. Maybe later this year I can get up to 2 and 4. Maybe do you know, next week maybe I'll start day 3. But right now I'm really liking day 2. And that way too, you can eat almost any calories you want to as long as you're physically active. I mean, if you're a big eater, I mean, doing a 1K walk or more, walk fit, exercises as I mean, if you've been eating lots of calories, and I mean lots of calories, and somebody's saying, "Oh, you shouldn't eat that. You'll get fat. You'll get not health." Go for a bit of a walk. Go for a walk. Somewhere safe, of course. Walk. Do your heart good. Do your lungs good. You know, and we put on a diet. You know, those little extra calories that you really, really crave, yet they're not as many calories as you were eating before. Are you counting calories? You know, all those donuts you were eating, say you're eating 12 or 13 donuts. Get the little Timbit things, you know, those little Timbits that used to be. Replace those 12 or 13 big donuts with 12 or 13 little Timbits. Usually, when I have a donut, that's what I do. Instead of having a donut, I have a Timbit. And when I have a donut, I like to cut it into like 4. And that'll give me 4 servings, but I prefer a Timbit because I can have that with my coffee and all done. Comments. Are you there again? Always try to be full of energy and live happily. Life goes on. Age is just a number. How's your bereavement condition going? Smoking is good for the lungs too and feels good. That is what you say on your uploads, at least. Yes, it's true. My bereavement condition is recovered. I don't have it. A sniffle attack, which is a normal thing, but I have it documented that I've recovered. It just took me more than 2 months to get over, that's all. And just trying to preoccupy myself. Unlike my mom, who didn't for any longer period of time, I have learned over the years if I can't concentrate on reading, because a book I read might trigger a memory, a feeling, a sense of sadness, I want to cry. Instead of doing that, I'm like, I could be physically active. And especially first thing in the morning, because that's one of the busiest times I've had for more than 6 years. And when that died, doesn't mean I died. It's just that part of my life changed. And I want to do more. And mornings are the most, and I find that since I'm more physically active, even if it's just, you know, 20 or 30 minutes first thing, and because of my family status, I can't go far. I do it indoors, and it's better and greater than not anything. Well, I am happy to hear that, Avril. You're right. Good for you. Yeah, I smoked, and I actually have worried, and it, nothing has happened to my lungs. My lungs are okay. They're better than okay. They don't need any prescribed prescription medicine. And you know what it's like, whether you've worked in the healthcare system or not, billings and payments, insurances and money. Some doctors would write things down. They see media, they see published public, they get a name, somehow or other get the billing information they thought was real and try to write up a health record showing that the patient alleged, and they would get paid and or not paid and try to prove it correct and try to make it a reality. Some other people, and it's not. These test results, I have the pain, I have the physical. It's more tests on the way. As I said, 6 months from now, I'll let you know how I am and where I am and when I am. Uh, Good luck. How long did? Oh, not very long. Not most of my life. Just occasionally. And I quit smoking. My cat was alive. I quit smoking here in this neighborhood. I quit smoking. It was very light, occasional. I think it was just nerves of being a published public person and accused, alleged of all sorts. And since then, because of HRT, we've tried lots of it and we found a few things that seem to be helping me. And all should can could be missed and each show and tell shows and told and shows and tells reacted and reacts all about us Bellis's HRT, my HRT, including, you know, having an antidepressant doesn't mean depression. Not necessarily. It's HRT. I've had healthcare workers showed and told me, and my doctors, that part of the HRT can sometimes lead to an antidepressant, and that could bring up all the hormones back to normal, regulate the hormones. Estrogen is very freaking low, and I don't like it. It's possibly why, too, I'm a bit of a moody thing, crying because I can't find my left ovary. I know what you mean with the nerves. I got some problems and I got orazepam and other meds for nerves and fear. I also use antidepressants. It works for a lot of things. Yeah. HRT, if you don't have to, don't. But if you suffer the way I do as a last resort, honestly, I'll do anything not to have another hot flash like yesterday. I'll take almost anything. It was, it was the worst one I've had in months. Oh, And I have to reduce my protein intake, which is hilarious because I hardly eat any. I have to reduce. I can eat some nuts as my protein. Uh, the research I did, I can eat cauliflower and Brussels sprouts mostly, and some broccoli. I do eat cucumber and carrots and celery, a portion. It's not even 600 calories, I suppose, but it keeps me feeling better. And I'm reducing my potatoes intake, French fries. I find that there and potato patties. I don't cook with lots of oils and stuff. I don't have lots of butters anymore. Just when I have a baked potato of some kind or other where it's sweet and russet. I don't. I eat only meat once a week. This week was sort of two because I didn't really know. The breakfast wraps. I think they come with a beef sausage or some kind of. Common area, public area, outside front doors, maintenance. Sounded like a vacuum cleaner. And now the bereavement is gone. Now it's just completely HRT. But like I said, I keep myself busy first thing in the morning as fast as I can. I try to keep myself going for about 35, 45 minutes. And then I sit and have my coffee and do next to nothing for a few minutes. Or however long it takes me to drink my tea. Coffee, I mean. I used to be a tea drinker and I'd like to drink more teas, but coffee is better for my kidney and livers. Kidneys and liver. Maybe this year we'll be able to find my spleen. Can't find my ovary. I know things can change through menopause, but surely there's a left ovary. Where did it go? Is that why I'm having hot flushes? Is that what's causing my estrogen levels to be very low? When I finish doing this, I'll go look at my feet and see if I've maintained my weight, 154, before I eat anything. Be nice to be down to 153. And when healthcare workers, alleged doctors and nurses, accused that I was not athletic, you have witnessed my athletics. I am athletic. Not only am I like cardio, walk fit, I am athletic. I did. Yesterday, too, I was athletic. I have seen some videos from you, and it seems you live in a nice place. Had any loving lately? Lots of self love, honey. Lots of self love. I do suffer from impotency, which means I I can look, I can appreciate. I just have a bit more concern with my estrogen is no, and that my left knee, totally impotent, which is fine. I'm heterosexual, although Want to come over and ride me like a Harley? Thanks for the offer, Arthur. No. How old are you, if I may ask? Old enough. Old enough that I can ride a Harley. Fair enough. I never thought I would be upset about sleeping alone. And then having to adjust to sort of not sleeping alone. Knowing that there's always somebody, even if it's just Botany. And I can't wait. I'm actually going to take my first smoke of today. I can't wait. Oh wow. Enjoy. Nicotine? Tobacco? That's what I used to smoke. I figured though, if I'm going to smoke, I have to smoke a light in order to get a puff. Just because I wasn't smoking last anyway, so I just might as well just quit. Yes, ma'am. I know it's bad if you look forward to it. Well, it's tobacco and some weed, to be very honest. I use it for pain. Oh, that's pain. That's why I'm athletic. Helps the emotion, helps mentally, emotionally, and most definitely physically. I don't want to stiffen up and become an old lady that's lots of aches and pains and disfigurements. I've seen some other people, just give up and just let themselves go and age. And they talk about how old they look in their own psyche, and it's just verbally, and it's just, you know, I'm like, why give up? Just because you're 50 years old and older, just don't give up. Just don't give up. Do something. Some people stitch and chat. Some people do light aerobics, like cardio. You know, some like to just not use a coffee maker, make instant coffee. Like, you know, I don't know. I just for about 45 minutes. First thing, I start walking, and then I just do what I have to do for about 45 minutes, and I have my coffee. Yeah, it helps a lot of people save for arthritis. Well, to be honest, I kind of gave up last year. I gained a lot of kilos. I'm at therapy now. I'm at therapy now. Hope it helps. It's sometimes hard not to give up. Yeah, it's sometimes hard not to give up. Especially when you're not a natural born killer and euthanasia shows up and you have to actually do it, so at least more than once. That's the difficulties of pet parenting, pets. It can be that awkward time where humans don't have that. Any and every time. I believe it's manslaughter into murder nowadays. Although, nothing worse than watching a pet pets suffering with human like symptoms and behaviors and illnesses, and knowing that the next day they can have surgery and they might just suffer more and die painfully without enough pain relievers, and them looking up wondering why look, why are you doing this to me, and I'm trying to explain it's not me, and just want to put them out there suffering and just help them. I wouldn't say it's assisted suicide or anything, but it made me feel awful. It wasn't like it was a human that died and uh, that grieving process, that bereavement. It was different. Would I go through it again? Possibly, probably, without a care in the world. Shut the fuck up, whining, you depressing bastard. I'm not a depressing bastard, you are. Sometimes that is the best thing you can do, Avril. My doggy died 30 days ago, and it still hurts a lot. Oh, sorry to hear about that. It's worth it, Avril, having another pet. Thank you, Dark Boy 2525. Thank you. Have a nice day. Be kind to all. Everyone, everywhere. Kindness, kind. I am kind. I was kind. Have a nice day. Goodbye.